Hi everyone, welcome to Fine Wine of the Old World. Today I'd like to speak about the Riesling soup. Have you ever had a Riesling soup? When I had the soup served, I was like, do I hear it properly? Is it really Riesling soup? Is it this Riesling? So yeah, it was a Riesling soup. It was actually fantastic. It was really nice, and it's interesting that I was like, I actually asked the some German people, and I asked them, hey, is it like wine soup? They're like, yeah, like it's just normal, right? So yeah, that was very surprising and very interesting to try it. So if you have some time for cooking, please do Google the Riesling soup recipe and try to broaden your experiences. With Riesling, there are not so many names. So if you hear the Riesling, white Riesling, or Rhine Riesling, then it means that this is the Riesling we are going to talk about today. Otherwise, if you hear the other names like Welsh Riesling, Riesling, which is the black Riesling, or grey Riesling, it means no, this is not the Rieslings that we will talk about today. Before we start, I would like to ask you to drink responsibly, and also I'm going to do this. So cheers. You probably wonder why I have the empty glass today, but the secret is in this cap. So it means that I've already had opened my Riesling. Let me just quickly pour some wine. So I had no choice but make the episode about Riesling. This grape is considered as reflecting its terroir. So from the Germany, because of the clay soil, there would be a nice mixture between minerality and the fruit flavor. Also, what I find very interesting about Riesling is that it's actually not the easiest grown grape, and what I found very interesting, it's actually collected between September or November, but it can even be harvested in January. So you can imagine that it's quite long if you live in Europe. You know what I'm talking about. So it is actually November now, and it's already very cold, it's very rainy, and I'm quite surprised that it is still not yet the harvest season yet for some of the grapes. If you want to have Riesling from France, you will mainly find it in Alsace, and that would be next to Gewürztraminer and Pinot Gris. So that would be definitely something I would like to talk to you about. Gewürztraminer is one of the wines that I started with, and it's because it's very aromatic. Riesling is also very widely grown in Austria, Hungary, Czech Republic or Slovakia. So you can find it in plenty of countries. And as I said, it would the country it comes from would really influence its taste as well. Okay, so we can start with sniff. I've sniffed it yesterday so many times already, so I know what to expect in this wine already. But I must say, the Riesling, it's very floral, it's very aromatic. And then for me, also when it comes to the fruit characteristics, it would be the green apple, it would be lemon, it would be gooseberries, or honey. And as I said, yeah, floral notes would be the dominating one for me. And you could also smell of the rose blossom. So it is a very, very interesting wine. When it comes to my wine, I do have the dry Riesling, and it comes from Germany. It is actually a very, very nice wine. But before we start tasting, I also wanted to mention that this wine very often gets the petrol note, and that would be like rubber or lubricant. And some people, so experienced people, would probably just try to find this petrol notes, while the most of the wine drinkers, they would not really appreciate, that would not be something that they desire in their wine. And just to let you know, this is called TDN. I'm gonna put the name here because I'm not going there. And the petrol notes are not that desired because people expect it to be like fresh and fruity. Then we can say something about the taste of this wine. So yeah, always my favorite part. Yes, it stayed one day in the fridge and it's just still so amazing. It is actually a very nice Riesling. So my Riesling is, I would say, off-dry, dry to off-dry. And this is very interesting how in Germany they have different classes of sweetness levels. Predicates, which are the Lese, which is harvest. And then we start with Cabinet. And this is the usual time when the grapes are harvested, and the wine can be medium dry or dry. And I like the information that the cabinet probably comes from the term that people would like to store it in their cabinet rather than to sell. Then we have Spätlese, which is late harvest. And that happens normally after at least a week after the normal time of harvesting. And because the grapes can be ruined by the rain, not all the winemakers decide to wait until they can pick it up a bit later. And this wine would normally be a bit sweeter than Cabernet, but still with very high acidity. I think I have not yet mentioned that when it comes to the acidity, Riesling is a very crisp wine. So after the Spätlese, we have Auslese. So Auslese is like selected harvest. So the grapes are hand-picked and only the desired ripened grapes are harvested. Sometimes those grapes are affected by this novel grape, novel rot, which is botrytis. And this wine would normally be medium sweet or sweet, and again with high levels of acidity. Then again we get the Beeren Auslese, so it's very similar to the previous one, but the selected grapes are actually the ones that are affected by novel rot. Then we have the next one, which is Trockenbeeren Auslese. Trocken, which means dry, but it doesn't mean that the wine is going to be dry. It's not because of the wine characteristics, but it's more because of the grape itself that it's dried and affected by this novel rot again. And as we know from the previous video, it means that water is being taken out of the grape, and that's why there is a high concentration of sugar. Those wines are definitely very rich and very sweet. And then as the last one, I wanted to say something about the ice wine. So I wonder if you ever heard of it, but the ice wine is made of the grapes that have been frozen, and that's why the water is extracted, and again the grape is becoming more concentrated, the sugar amount is higher, but this is not because of the novel rot. So we speak about the acidity now. So yeah, as I already said, it's a very high acidity wine. This wine doesn't often undergo the malolactic fermentation. So unlike Chardonnay, so the wine is normally kept as crisp as possible with the with this sharp acidity. And because we talk about the acidity, I wanted to say that this particular wine grape is just made for aging. Because of the high level of acidity, the wine can age for 10 or 15 years when it's dry, but when it has more of the residual sugars, it can even be aged until up to 30 years. And then the point why I presented this open bottle is because yesterday I got myself the Indian curry, and I absolutely love the food pairing Riesling with the curry, and I absolutely love that when, you know, the spiciness and this crispiness of the wine, they just get together and make your dish even better. So this wine would definitely go well with the Thai cuisine or Chinese, so whatever you like. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a nice day, a nice evening, and a great Riesling in your glass. Bye!